The Overlook Hotel never existed, but the horrors that inspired it are terrifyingly real. In 1974, Stephen King checked into the Stanley Hotel in Colorado on the last night before it closed for winter. He and his wife were the only guests. That night, he had a nightmare about his son being chased through endless hallways by a fire hose. He woke up, smoked a cigarette, and by morning had outlined the entire plot of The Shining. But what King experienced wasn't just his imagination. The Stanley sits at the base of the Rocky Mountains, isolated, sprawling, and, according to staff and guests, genuinely haunted. Room 217 is where it all started. In 1911, during a violent electrical storm, head housekeeper Elizabeth Wilson was lighting lanterns when a gas leak caused a massive explosion. She was blown through the floor into the dining room below. Somehow she survived with only broken ankles, but she never left. Guests in 217 report luggage unpacked by invisible hands, clothes folded and refolded, lights flickering on and off. Elizabeth is still working, still cleaning, still trapped in her eternal shift. King himself stayed in this room. What he felt there seeped into every page of his novel. But the Stanley isn't alone. Across the country, isolated mountain lodges harbor their own nightmares. At Cedar Lodge near Yosemite in 1999, 3 women vanished from their room in the dead of winter. The hotel was nearly deserted, staff on hiatus, snow piling up outside. Their bodies were found weeks later. The killer was a hotel handyman who lived in a room above the lounge. He watched guests come and go. He knew who was alone. He knew when no one would hear them scream. Then there's the Greenbrier Lodge in the Smoky Mountains. A woman named Lydia died there under mysterious circumstances in the 1800s, her grave unmarked and forgotten. For over a century, staff reported seeing her wandering the halls, her face pale and desperate. One caretaker was woken night after night by her voice crying, "Mark my grave, mark my grave." He finally placed a stone on her burial site. The cries stopped, but days later, Lydia's former fiancé was found dead in the mountains, mauled by a cougar. The thing is, cougars had been extinct in that region for decades. Locals believed Lydia had returned as something else, something vengeful, to claim the man who wronged her. These aren't just ghost stories. In Yellowstone, a 19-year-old concessions worker at Roosevelt Lodge vanished in 2005. Her green Ford Explorer was found submerged in the Yellowstone River. Her remains weren't discovered until 3 years later. At the Old Faithful Snow Lodge, an employee fell into a thermal pool during a blizzard. His friends tried to save him, but heavy snow and high winds made rescue impossible. He died waiting for help that couldn't reach him in time. Isolation kills. It's not always ghosts. Sometimes it's just the mountain, the cold, the distance from anyone who can hear you. The Overlook Hotel was fiction, but Stephen King built it from real bones. The Stanley Hotel still operates today. You can book room 217 if you dare. You can walk those same hallways King walked, feel that same crushing isolation. But remember, when you're alone in a mountain lodge, miles from civilization, surrounded by snow and silence, you're not just staying in a hotel. You're entering a place where the walls remember every scream, every tragedy, every soul that never checked out. And if you listen closely, you might hear them still.